How are you feeling? What makes them confident in your eyes? And then how are you different to them and where are you the same? Find the camps that work for you, the camps that have the value that work for you. Yeah, and then I will ask you 4 different things. Or to yourself to figure what works for you, and if you think differently to me, please tell me so we can have a conversation about it. That's for me when growth happens.
So, welcome to Lotto The Spark, Edition 1, Episode 1 of 3, and we wish to have more editions. This is the first editions here at Dance Action. We're in Leuven. Thank you for having us, Dance Action. And what I would like to guide us through this conversation, we're joined by a dancer, but also a director, artistic director, a choreographer. To me, which reflects growth, awareness, and resilience as well. So Tamara Arruti, thank you for being here and welcome to the first episode, first edition of The Spark.
Thank you for having me. It's really an honor that you guys trust me to be here and give my view on it.
It was obvious to us to do this when we shared like which guests do have something more to share than just a move, because we do believe, of course, dance itself is a body language, but as well beyond that body language goes a lot of thought, a lot of layers that come with it, and we thought it's important as well to shine a light on that. And today the theme of the conversation is confidence, which you shared a lot as well in the session. I peeked in real quick to listen and heard a lot of interesting subjects. How was the session, first of all?
Oh, very nice. I enjoyed it very much. I hope you guys enjoyed it very much. I think we threw a lot of questions. I think a lot of questions for themselves to figure out what is confidence to them, because that was my main point. Not like, okay, what is confidence? This is confidence. For me, I want them to figure out what is confidence for them, because everybody has a different view of what confidence feels like, look like, sounds like. So I hope that opened a bit the door for you to figure it out. You don't have to have the answers now, but at least that it opens the door for you to figure it out. Okay, how does this look like for me? How does it feels like? How can I work for it in my perspective, my own tools? Figure your own world, let's say. That I feel nowadays is harder because there's so much noise, so much happening, and social media is kind of directing your focus.
Yes.
That I find is such an important thing to look in, figure out what works for you, and then make it happen.
I love the fact that you say that you turned the confidence, it's something that belongs to you. It's very personal, so it's based with your identity, how you shape that, but as well confidence that we have to learn to gain it, and we lose it, and how do we gain it back? Because it's a constant, like you said before. I was hearing you said like it's an on and off thing. We're not always 24/7 non-stop confident in things. I do believe that.
Yeah.
What is your personal journey of growth throughout the years in your dance career?
Do we have time?
Oh yeah, let's go. I mean, we can make time.
Okay, I'll try to shorten it up. But actually, I was explaining them before that I was training a lot. Because first I did So You Think, and that made me like being very interested in dance, and like, okay, let me just try it out, because I don't want to have the what if. Like, what if I would have tried it just for fun, Okay, I try it, doesn't work out, okay, then I can come back or something. What if,
The regrets and the no regrets in the end of the day.
Yeah, I think I'm very motivated by just trying. Just not like, oh, I want that and I want that result. It's just, I find it interesting. It feels good for me. Let me just trying and let's see what happens, you know. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't, and then you find your way. And then I was dancing a lot. I was training a lot because I wanted to get better at it. And actually, I quad started a bit late because I was 23, 24. I mean, I started dancing before, but professionally, like really into it to become a professional, because before I was a physiotherapist. My training, like really like doing a lot of things with like 23, 24, and it feels like, oh, it's late. And there are also many people that think, oh, I started late.
That helps you also lose a bit of confidence there, because you think then, hey, I lost some years of my youth.
Yeah, I could have used my youth, doing it or so, and maybe I'm too late right now, and I could have grown more. I was actually in that moment, I wasn't thinking that. I was like, let me try it. Let me just figure it out. And I do think like when you start early, that's great. But when you start late, it's also great, because when you start with a different mindset, I believe. And you start with, maybe you start with 18 or 23, 24. I think there's a different maturity and you have different experiences before all of that already shapes your dance world, like even if you don't realize. So even if it feels like a weakness sometimes, it actually can be a strength to start late, because you're not shaped the same way. So that can be interesting.
You went through a lot of reflection to say like, okay, it's a mindset, maturity at that age where you're aware that you know now.
No, back in the days, I was just more naive. I was just like, let me try. Let's just have fun with it. Ooh. I was just excited, because where I come from, I'm from a small town in Spain. And I used to dance when I was younger, but I didn't have the foundations and the foundational classes and everything that you have right now. The amount of information at your hand is gold. It's so gold that we didn't have it back in the days. Also, when I was studying physiotherapy, I couldn't dance because I had to study and doing internship all the time. And I felt like, oh, I cannot dance anymore. I was even crying. Like, I don't really want to dance anymore. When I was 19, my grandmother was laughing with me. I understand now. I don't know. At that time, I was just like, oh, let me just try it. I have nothing to lose. Just, I don't know. I was
the fun aspect is
the fun
so
aspect
nice.
of it. Yeah, it was like, okay, I have this opportunity right now. I didn't have that opportunity when I was younger, so let me like absorb as much information as I can now that I have the opportunity, right? So it felt like that, and one thing led to another, and I was like, oh, I was dancing more, and maybe I could get a job or so. And suddenly I got in a small musical, and it was a 9-to-5 job, and I was like, oh, I cannot like do both with the physio. So I was like, oh, I can do it just for a short time, and if it doesn't work, I can go back to physio or so. But I loved it so much that I was always following my intuition, or what felt right for me, what felt right for me. And that led me to dance more. And then I started to go to many auditions and so on. And that's when a bit of a reality started to kick in, that we talked about it before, auditions. There were many auditions that I would get through, but many that I wouldn't. And I always asked the judges or the people there, like, oh, what did you miss? Or like, what can I improve? Because it's always so interesting. Not as oh, they didn't choose me. No, okay, they didn't choose me. What can I learn from this? But they were telling me always, yeah, we don't have a profile for you, or you're too small. Yeah, like there's not an opposite, or the artist doesn't want somebody so small like you. I also heard, ways of talking that you shouldn't. Like they call me like names, but you're to this, you're to that, that you shouldn't.
Putting you in a certain box.
Yeah.
What did that do to you when you heard all of these feedbacks back then?
Oh, it was very frustrating, because I could work on technique, I could work on flexibility, foundationals or something like that. But I cannot work on my height. I was like, what do? Hang myself at night? You get it? You understand? What should I do?
You are who you are, and that's it.
Yeah, and on that moment, you don't understand. Now I have a different view of it, of course. I understand it better. But at that point, it was very frustrating, because I was feeling like, why am I training so much? Where am I going if nothing is working just because of my height? But things happen for a reason, and you see it easier afterwards. And that pushed me so much more to create myself. Then I was freestyling myself. I was creating. I started to teach more, and I fell in love with teaching, and that led me to start choreographing, creating. and then getting jobs as a choreographer, till the point, and this is actually very funny, years later, they asked me to choreograph for an audition.
That you didn't make it.
It felt like a
full circle,
the full
yeah.
circle, because I was going to auditions. They weren't not taking me for being too small. And then years after me working on myself, choreographing and
Wow.
teaching and stuff, they asked me like, "Hey, we have this audition that many agencies all over the world are coming. Can you give the choreography to the people that are coming to audition?" And I didn't realize afterwards. I was like, "Wait." I had just a full circle thing, you know, and things happen for a reason. Maybe I was not supposed to be professional dancer there and there and there, like performer.
And that's also something I believe which gives you confidence at that moment, when you feel that moment of like you say, full circle. You're like,
yes,
wow, I had to come all this way to actually
Yeah.
deserve what I worked for, because in the end we all have to work for it. A lot of days, a lot of dedication to this dance, and I hear a lot of resilience, which is amazing, because resilience is built as well. Like you get this thick skin by the end of the journey, or after a long years of doing it. And this proves again that you said, like, yeah, back then I wasn't aware of it, but you had to go through reflection.
Yeah, you
to
really
get to that
realize.
point.
You really realize afterwards, and that is true. That is true. On the
When-
moment, you just keep on going, and
When did that reflection start for you in your journey?
I cannot. I don't think I can pinpoint exactly a moment, but I think, for example, that moment when I gave that that audition, it was like a full circle, and that made me feel like, okay, things happen for a reason. Like
Yeah.
I had to. There are many full circles that I've had, and that gives you experience, and that gives you the confidence that we talked about it before. That because you've already gone through so many challenges and transitions and situations that afterwards you have tackled and you have solved, that it gives you the confidence that whatever the weather, whatever comes later on, I'll be able to figure it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah, and I think that's for me what gave me a lot of confidence. That what doesn't work out right now is because it's not supposed to work out, because something has to come more for you. Of course, you need to work on it. But the more you're close to you will attract and you will work more. What is it for you? And then you will be more aligned and everything will make sense.
Yeah, totally. It's nice the way you say it, because the you is also, like I heard before, is what's the reason behind what you're doing. Go to your why,
Yeah.
go to your purpose, I believe, as well,
Yeah.
to find out what aligns you with what you're doing. Because if there's no alignment, right, between you as a person and what you're doing, then there's a confrontation, right?
Your why, or what is your intention, for example, when you step in a workshop, in a class or so, but also don't get too caught up with it. For example, like, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? Sometimes we get too lost on what is my purpose, that we make it a bit too big of a deal. If you don't know your purpose, that's okay. Follow what feels right by you, because right now I understand, but back in the days I didn't. I was following what felt right by me, and it's okay doing some things that might not go with you, but then you know, and then you can redirect and go with what feels right for you, and then you will find your purpose. And something that I also shared with them is you can ask yourself, indeed, like, why do you do the things that you do, to figure out what is your core. So, for example, something that it was so important for me to realize is that dance is not my life. And that was crazy to figure out.
There's quotes about it. Dance is my life.
Yeah.
It's amazing that you say it, because I've been breaking for, let's say, it's a total for like plus 20 years. And actually, when I realized that as well, to be honest, I do confirm that, yeah, breaking or hip hop is not my life, which I used to believe in my younger ages. I used to be endlessly dedicated that this is my life, like forever. but it isn't in the end of the day. And it's amazing that you're saying that, because it's like suddenly sparks me talking about the spark.
Yeah,
Great.
I realized during COVID, because COVID suddenly we couldn't dance. And it was a bit of a like identity crisis, like, who am I without dance? I've been doing this for such a long time that became such a part of me that when you take this out of me, I felt a little bit unbalanced. And it was like, why am I feeling this way? So that's when it all started. And that's where there was a lot of inner work to realize that, okay, why was I dancing? Why was I even doing physio back in the days? Why am I doing the things that I do? And right now, at least, what I notice is to connect with people, to help, to help see things in a different perspective, to heal. So I was like, okay, if that is my core, dance is not my life, dance is not my core, is my tool to get there.
Yeah.
So that's why I was sharing with them, okay, slowly ask yourself, no pressure with everything, all the questions that I ask you, like, no pressure, you don't have to do it, you don't have to know it right now, but figure it out, what is your core and what tools are you working on to fulfill that core. So whatever happens, for example, some people were telling me like, yeah, what if you get injured? What if you cannot dance anymore? Your life is over. And on that moment, I was like, what do I do? What do I do?
True. It's stressful.
It's stressful.
Yeah.
You're afraid of getting injured. You're afraid of this or that. What if I don't get booked? What if this? And then is when I realized, wait, but dance is my tool to connect with people. So how can I also connect with people? So then figured out, choreographing, directing, coaching, this or that. And it's still evolving. And you are a constant work in progress.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And I am sharing my experience, my tools. What worked for me doesn't mean that it has to work for you. So I'm sharing this as an open conversation, asking questions, and to invite you to keep on asking questions to me or to yourself to figure what works for you. And if you think differently to me, please tell me so we can have a conversation about it. That's for me when growth happens.
Yeah.
You know, and then like I want you to think for yourself. So not everything that I say is the truth. That's my truth. And it's up to you to figure your truth. And then we can figure things together. So I really invite you to ask questions, be curious, and have fun with it, actually.
Fun. That's a key word, honestly. So let's go. I'm going to go through the phases. Nice. And I have some keywords. I like to be prepared. Like I said, it's 50% of the work, but as well, let's let it go where it goes. Motivation is such a key word. In the end of the day, so huge, so big. But what is it that motivates us? And probably through the journey of growth, it has changed. When you started, it had a different reason. Probably when you did a job, it had a different reason. And today, it might have a different reason. Mm-hmm. What is it that you can share with us about that?
Oh, no, exactly what you say. It does definitely change with you because you're changing. So your motivation, your journey, your story, everything will change with it. But when it comes to motivation, I told them also before, same as confidence, motivation doesn't need to be there all the time. I think it depends what is it that you want to do and what is your reason for it, and that your reasons are strong enough to get you there instead of counting with motivation. So motivation is a great thing, but you cannot lean on it all the time to get to do things. I feel like it's like looking at the bigger picture and what feels right, what is it that you want to accomplish. For example, like if somebody want to be a professional dancer, let's go for it. Amazing, let's go. But you will have to embrace, if you want to be a professional dancer, you will have to embrace and enjoy the challenges that will come through.
What's the latest risk that you've taken?
Well, I left Belgium 3 years ago.
That's a strong decision to take in in your life, I do believe.
Yeah, because I could be comfortable in Belgium. I
Yeah.
was 12 years in Belgium, and I think like I grew a lot in this country, and I am so glad and so thankful that I could do so many different things, work on television, theater, music videos. I just teaching internationally. Also, I could just I could say I could be more comfortable, but I knew, okay, this is not where I want to grow old in the future. So at one point I will have to take the decision, and it's difficult, but because you kind of have to start from zero a little bit, not fully because you do have your CV, but when you go to another country, maybe people don't know you there, so you need to restart a lot of things, and the transition, it is hard because you've been 12 years in a country. I grew up here. My adult life was formed in here. And even the language, even if it's my language, I've been living in Dutch and English for like the last 12 years mostly. Everything, the people, even the colors, like I don't know how to explain it, the smell, everything changes. So you need to like embrace that risk, because you're looking at the bigger picture at the end, that is like, I want to be in Spain. That's my reason, my why. That's the big reason. And even if sometimes I'm like motivation and like the fear can come in or so, then you look at the bigger picture, and it's also taking the step by step. Many times I feel that we get anxiety and overwhelmed by seeing the 300 steps ahead, and that freezes us and we don't take the step. But it's like rewinding and saying like, okay, what's the best next step that I can take now towards it? And as I say, surround yourself by a supportive community that can hold you when you need. It can call you out when you need. You want a real community, because you won't be perfect and you will make mistakes on the way, but you want people that support you, and also for the good and the bad times, and helps you grow. So it's a whole mixture of everything, but that was the biggest risk, I think, in the last 3 years that I took, of like taking that decision of changing the country and everything that came with it. And of course, it's a transition, and confidence goes up and down. Everything goes up and down, but then you realize this is a process. This is a transition. So you embrace yourself that is a transition. Talk about it. Accept that it takes time. And now 3 years later, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
It's like a puzzle that fits.
It is a puzzle. And on the moment, you might not see the puzzle. But if it feels right and you're going towards something that is going to be better for yourself, trust the process.
Trust the process. It's especially you decide to change the environment.
Everything.
To leave your relationships behind or what you've built. I can only imagine that decision demands a lot of courage and a lot of resilience as well, because you're going to face a lot of new things constantly, and new things are uncomfortable in the beginning, but then they become like daily habits. And now you're in Spain.
I'm living in Madrid, in Spain right now.
That's a journey taken from 10 years of like from here, living here, and then moving. It's a huge decision.
I must say though that I was a little bit afraid also relationship-wise, because you have grown up here. It was my chosen family also. Like this became like my Belgian family, and it was not easy leaving people behind, which at the same time I didn't, because those people are still in my life, and that's just so wonderful. You realize that that the strong relationship, when you work on it, they stay. And for me, that was a bit of a fear in the beginning, because it's not easy to be in another country or so, and we don't have to be in contact all the time. But I know that if tomorrow I'm like, hey, I'm struggling, I need you, they're there. And that's just incredible. So to be able to leave the country, and I feel like I left the country and I took the best out of it.
It starts, of course, with your family, with your close ones, but also the layers beyond that.
Definitely.
Meaning it could be a crew, it could be a dance school crew, it could be your specific dance community what insights can you share more about this? Because I do believe it's part of the things that makes us confidence, because the support system of you, of each individual, is indeed as well the community. But what you said before, I'm going to quote you, do not depend on it as well, right?
Yeah. Don't depend your happiness on them.
Yeah.
Don't depend your happiness on anybody, actually. Not on your community, not on your partners. Happiness has to come from you. So you have the responsibility to work on it, and then you can be supported by your community, but not depending on them. Yeah. And I think, like, for me, community is super important, but in general, we feel this as like, oh, I am struggling and I have my community. I would love to change that a little bit towards what can I do for the community. Because I feel nowadays, and maybe a lot because of social media, everything is so much more individualistic that it's more like, what can I do for myself? What is good for me? It's me, 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 that we forget about the rest. Yeah. And a cure to anxiety, my idea, in my eyes, a cure to confidence is like, what can I do for the rest?
It's the opposite.
It's the opposite. For me, it's the opposite. It should be the opposite.
Yeah. It makes sense though, because in my mind it totally makes sense, because if we're stuck into that I world, it's ego versus confidence,
and it's creating such a big anxiety and inner world and frustration and pain. It's like, if you focus more on how can you serve others, this noise can disappear or like minimize so much more if you focus on how can I help others, because by helping others you will feel better too.
Yeah. And what goes around comes around, like non-stop.
Absolutely.
Incredible. Especially in today's society with the social media and the virtual world that we live in, because in the end this is going to be on there as well, and always say, hopefully we can leave the world a little bit better than we found it. So thanks for sharing that, and especially that's what the dance does as well. It brings people together, because dancing is done best together, I do believe.
Yes, community.
It's a party in the end of the day. Whatever dance style it might be, I do believe as well. Some dances are more individualistic and others are more different, but that's also the richness of our dance community in general. Incredible. I like this conversation, Ali. I hope you guys are having a good time, and it's also rich of knowledge. Y'all feeling good there? Yeah? Okay. Still focused?
Because we are doing this, and of course we are using, and that's what I share with them, we are using social media as a tool. And that's why, again, the intention, the why, understanding that social media can be a very strong tool, but be very mindful of it. So it's not a tool of comparison, frustration, of pressure, because it's actually designed to be that, but we can reuse it differently. So I think it's not about like, oh, social media is bad, social media, yeah, it can be very damaging, but it can be very useful.
Yeah.
So be mindful again of it, so you can use it as a tool. Same for dancers, performers, auditions. There are many auditions that shows up on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I get inspired by people that are in the States, in the other side of the world, in Japan or so, and I am able to see them. Back in the days, it was YouTube.
It was a lot of digging.
A lot of digging.
Searching
we had
for
to
it.
search so much.
Yeah.
And now you have in the palm of your hands so much information, but use it with mindfulness.
Mindfulness, yeah. Be aware of it. I like the fact that you say it's a tool. Like everything is a tool. In the end of the day, we can use it to support our system, but also, of course, the pressure that comes with it, especially with the virtual world. You compare yourself very quickly.
It is done for that.
It's and especially because you see it and you're not there, and it looks all so perfect. It's so amazing, but it is not in the end of the day.
Social media is not real life. Let's put it clear. It is not real life. Where you put your focus, you put your emotion. So if you when something happens to you, when a certain challenge, problem, situation happens to you, I asked them before, like, do you focus on the problem and you stay and you make the problem bigger in your head? Actually, often we do that. Or do you focus on the solution? If you train your mind to, when something happens, like, okay, this happened, what can I do about it? And you find a solution and then you figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that gives you that experience, and that gives you the confidence that whatever happens in the future, you will figure it out. You will find a solution. But for me, it depends a lot where you put your focus on.
It's funny. Yeah, it's funny. If I take my example, like, I used to just focus everything on problems back in the days.
It's normal.
And it's just like problem bigger, you want to tackle,
you
make it bigger than it is.
Yeah.
And then later on, you learn, of course, with time, with getting older, you learn to switch that into solution-based living. It's like everything has a solution and
a lesson.
A lesson in it as well. Especially failing and pain, which I do believe failure is necessary. Like
Absolutely.
No human can go through without failing or without pains, especially pains in daily life, like necessary losses, like can be anything, can be getting older and not being able to do what I used to be when I was 15 years old as a dancer, or injuries, or not living in Belgium anymore because it's a loss. Suddenly you live in Spain. So it's all necessary losses which in our society, I do believe we have to make it normal, and that's what you said in the beginning as well. To normalize this is part of life. Like we shouldn't just say, hey, how do I, this is it. It is.
You need to fail in order to grow. There's not growing without failure, pretty much. Expectations can make it stronger or it can make me weaker. Comparison can make me stronger or can make me weaker. Depends on which side of the coin I'm looking at it. Comparison can make me pressure and make me feel smaller, like I'm not good enough, or comparison can inspire me and make me stronger because it inspires me to work harder and to figure, and expectations can pressure me, and I have this expectation about myself and it makes me weaker and it makes me, or expectations can be the motivation of being better and growing. So I think it matters on where you focus, where you put your mindset in it.
I like the way you explain it because I'm a very visual person. So while you explain it, I'm like, I'm seeing a spiral.
Nice.
So it's like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like a spiral of growth, but the same spiral goes down. So it's like the coin, then you can see it like it can be negative or it can be positive of growth, right? Okay. That's actually, it's very thoughtful.
It absolutely changes, and it depends on how you're feeling. Whenever that happens, how you're feeling yourself. What happened last week? What is the weather? If you're a woman, great for hormones. It depends a lot. Like if you're gonna, or who's surrounding you. Also, your partner at home, like who you have by your side that can help you out when you're feeling down or so. It helped everything. Can set you up in a different place of the coin or of the spiral, and you're not going to be perfect. You're not always like I have my moments of like, oh, I don't feel confident about this, or my expectations made me have more pressure, and like it happens. But then later on you understand, I was on that side of the coin. Today I see it differently. It's okay not to be okay. Like there are moments that I'm not feeling okay. I feel this pressure of I'm not feeling confident today or so. Understanding that it can happen today. I allow myself to not be okay or not to be confident today, but then by tomorrow, let's go. It's okay that, but not staying in that and make it a bubble and make it bigger and like okay, I can, because otherwise we're gonna live in the world where like no, I have to be okay, productive, see everything from the other side, and then it feels like you have a bad day, you're doing something wrong. No, you can have bad days. You can. Let's normalize that, I think.
Resilience. To build resilience is some people take maybe a week to get over it, depending of how heavy
of course
it is what happened to you, of course. But some people just like need one snap and they bounce back. They're like, forget about it. and this is something that you built with time and experience as well.
I think so, yeah. Experience helps a lot. Experience, but with mindful, like with awareness. Because you can be very like older, let's say, but if you have not been aware of this or have you not been working on this, you might not have grown. Yeah, so I think like experience is great and it gives you a lot of answers, but of course there's a lot of inner work in the meantime to realize that, okay, I've gone through a lot of things and I figured it out. So maybe instead of now taking me a week to figure this out, maybe it takes me 4 days. Yeah. And later on a bit less or so. Less. And having that kindness with yourself also and flexibility with yourself and not being, no, things have to be like that and like that. No, just figure again what works for you so you can give yourself that tool and work on it.
What do you do before entering that stage for you? Like, what is your ritual of game on and say, what are the points that you can share?
I don't know if I can share it on.
Well, whatever you feel comfortable to share.
I mean, if I'm not allowed to say, you can cut it. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Not gonna lie, like yeah, when
and
I
each
was
person
at
is different.
So exactly.
Each person has their own ritual,
them.
Right?
I told them. Depending on what I do, of course, I have a different ritual. For me, it's like feeling my energy is very important, but throughout the years has changed a lot, of course. And depending on which performance it is, it changes a lot. Back in the days, for example, as So You Think, I remember, and this was with Redwan, that was my partner back then. And before going on stage, I was so nervous, like, you know, and I remember we were opening the whole show, right? It was the first live show, the first dance. And he looked at me, he was like, fuck it. I was like, fuck yeah. And that helped me so much that like every time that I would be very nervous, I would just use that. Or for example, many times you want to do something, but it's that little step, that little push that you're not. Damn it, let's just do it, right? And so let's just try it, right?
Really, like fuck it.
Fuck it.
F it. We're gonna change it. We're gonna make it F it. Yeah. Like fit, you know, like
fit.
Like that's it. It works.
Yeah, it started like that, and that has helped me so much throughout the years. But it is true that, for example, if I have theater performance, for me, when we do a theater performance, it's a story that we are telling. So it's not about me. It's about the piece. It's about bringing something as a vessel, myself, and also with my team, as a vessel, bring that energy and bring that story to the audience. So many times before a performance in theater, before entering, I always thought, okay, there's a story I need to tell you. And then I would enter. So it's not about me anymore. There's no ego. There's no Tamara as a performer. Is the story is the importance. So if in theater or in any performance like this, I would, let's say, make a mistake, but I would still own it and I don't know how to say it, like give it all for the story, then it would make sense.
Yeah.
So the mistake was still okay if it's changed or adapted towards a story, so the story can still be told, right? Yeah. So I think that's also another tool. And others is being present and saying like, I have this opportunity right now, be present that this is happening. Because I feel many times when we get on stage, it passes by so fast that we go out and we're like, what happened? Yeah. And you weren't present, you didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I want to enjoy it. I want to be present. I want to remember this clearly. So
it's interesting when you talk about this, because it's like in that day of performance, right? The time is such a weird thing.
Yeah.
Like, because let's say you have to perform maybe 1 minute suddenly, or 1 hour. Suddenly it goes by like a minute.
So fast.
But the time before it takes like forever.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just how our minds work with it. And it's interesting that you bring it up.
Yeah, being present helps me a lot because it's so priceless. It's such a beautiful moment that you have been working so long for that minute or for that hour that you want to be present.
Yeah.
So what you do before the performance, bringing yourself back, feeling your energy, um, being mindful, present, and then I usually what I do if I'm working with my team, then I do some energy work between us to be all in sync. Later on, maybe they also need some time for themselves or before or after, depending again what everybody needs. And then we can get on stage together. And also it depends on the piece. If the piece is very energetic and very together, then we need to be together. If the piece is very powerful and strong, we need to be powerful and strong before. You need to feel before the stage. For me, in my opinion, I need to feel before getting on stage what I want to feel on stage. It won't happen just on stage. It has to happen before. You need to come with it. Jumping, pump it up when you have a performance, for example, in commercial, when you're gonna get on stage, stadium or something, you need to jump and like have the energy in your body, pump it up to then go, because that's the energy that you want to give and express to other vibrations up to other people. So again, it depends, one more time, what works for you in each situation. Each situation requires a different approach for me. Yeah.
I hope everybody that hears this, that they can, of course, get something out of this. I do believe it's important to have rituals before your game, so that you get in your state of mind, state of being, to be able to then freely be yourself, but also to have that confidence. And some rituals like you're sharing right now are sometimes key. And again, some are not for everyone. What is it that you can share and add on to these keywords from your own experience, again, from your own perspective, from your own wisdom, from your own rich luggage that you have as a dancer, as a choreographer? The first one, first things first, is the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s. I call them the basics, the foundations, the fundamentals.
Oh, important. I mean, necessary. We need foundations in order to grow. So if you don't set your foundations and you start from the roof, at one point it will just fall. I think foundations also gives you the time to grow on something slowly, that I feel nowadays everything has to be grown so fast. It's like I start dancing a little bit and I have to be good at it right away. You need to give yourself time to grow. You need to have patience and enjoy that process of growth. And I think that when you also work on foundations, and that's your base, whatever comes later, you understand that you need time to evolve. If you want to start with the fast things right away, and that's what you get used to, you're going to get frustrated very fast.
True.
So foundations is just, as the word says itself, it's the base of everything. Maybe a dance style, maybe anything else. We need to start from somewhere.
From scratch. Nice. I love it. The next keyword,
Let's go,
is, and you talked already about it, the energy.
For me, energy is everything. I love working with energy. For me, we are full of energy, and it's something that I have worked on for a very long time, and I've been more aware of it the last years. It's very interesting how we are, in my eyes, energy beings, and everything that we can do with that, how we can work with it. And how much working on your energy can affect the energy around you.
Through dancing, through practicing dance, you discover more on it through really practicing it.
Definitely.
Thank you for sharing. Next keyword for me is the focus, the isolation, the one thing. And I heard as well before
Focus on one sense. On which sense? Because for me, that's why I said focus. Like where you put your focus, you put your emotion. So if you focus on the problem, your emotion will go with the problem. If you focus on the solution, then you will have a different emotion and more positivity about it. So do you mean this?
Exactly this. Yeah. And as well, it could be so many. It could be in so many layers as well. I do believe. Focus on your finger, on your hand, but as well could be further than that. So I like that approach as well. You already shared it through with whatever you put your focus, your mind on, that's what you get out of it.
And also, it's just your mindset. When it's raining and it's very dark and it's raining and raining and raining, do you focus like, oh, it's raining? Or are you focusing on, good, water for the plants?
That's true. Or too much again. Oh no, too much water for the plants.
And understand that your brain is designed to look at the negative. So it's your job to really focus on the positive or to work on it. Like your brain needs to find, how to say, like the negative side. It's like the survival instinct, because you need to survive. So you need to see, okay, what's wrong? So I need to survive. But it's your work slowly to focus on the positive side of like on the other side. So from every negative thing, like this can be an exercise. From every negative thing that has happened to you, which good came out of it? So you get used to that exercise. So at one point, automatically, you will see it. When something bad happens, your mind can immediately think like, oh, I can learn this. Like, oh, it sucks, and you can feel it. But then your mind can go, okay, what can I learn out of this? What can I get out of this or so? So it's an exercise by itself.
Yeah, that's makes totally sense though. And the next one would be, especially because dance has levels. Levels, a beginner, and everybody in this room as well has a different timeline of dancing, and so the levels and directions that you take within the dancing. What is it that you can add on that?
I think I would love to change the word levels for process.
Ooh.
Because I feel like when we are calling it levels, it's I understand it because it's, for me it's fine, but I can understand that for some people can feel a little bit violent, the word levels. In which level are you? So I like to say, okay, in which process are you?
I like that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna change it.
Let's go.
Thanks for inspiring. No, actually, honestly, I do agree with it. Especially when you put it that way, it totally makes sense.
It feels like we're categorizing otherwise.
Yeah, levels, like what level, which grade, which
like we're putting it.
It's very school system.
Yeah,
style,
yeah.
Which is sometimes good too, because you put pressure into achieving. It becomes performative. But I like process is like more of a journey of growth. It's like nonstop. There's no levels in there.
So you don't have
it's
to
just
define it.
I love it. Thank you. Woo-hoo. This is actually, no, for me this is amazing because it totally makes sense. I don't know if because level, doesn't that brings pressure? Which level are you?
Which level am I?
I'm evolved, or I'm this, or I'm that.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody loves performing or loves achieving something, which is interesting. What is that you can share about time?
Time?
Yes. Such a big word. Wow.
I'm going to quote my mom.
Ooh. Okay.
Give time to time. She also it's a translation from Spanish though. But
you can say it in Spanish too if you want to.
Dale tiempo al tiempo.
Dale tiempo
al tiempo.
Al tiempo.
It's like give time to time. Dale tiempo al tiempo.
Yeah.
She used to tell me, because back in the days, and maybe I'm gonna share this too, because I think this, I don't know if I ever shared it, but when I was younger, I was bullied at school, and it was very difficult on that moment, and it was actually a matter of time. And I was also not a quitter because my parents were like, if you want, you can change the school. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna, no. These people are not gonna get me out of the school, no. But of course, that doesn't make it easier. And I remember my mother is like, it's a matter of time. It will get better. Right now, it doesn't feel like it, but it will get better. And that was very interesting what she said. Like, it makes sense to me now. Give time to time. Dale tiempo al tiempo. Because in time, you will see from different perspective. In time, it will make sense. In time, you will learn. In time, it will be over. Nothing stays. Nothing stays. When something bad is going on, goes up and down. So when something is bad, it will turn around again. But when something is good, later on, it will also something happen like that will get bad again. It's an up and down. And if I can add on, in my eyes, like, and I've seen this in many other podcasts or so, happiness is not about being here all the time. Happiness is going up and down, but understanding that it is up and down. So then you can be stable into the up and down. If that makes sense. And I think
Totally.
that give time to time, that gave me a lot. And now it's the same in the dance world. Keep on training and it's about time. It's time. And then that's true. My mother said, dale tiempo al tiempo y el tiempo te dará. Which means give time to time and the time will give you time. The translation is a bit strange in English.
It's nice that it's also a personal thing as well, and that totally makes sense, but it does make sense in this context as well.
It's give yourself time. You need time to grow. If something is in I think in every situation, now translated to dance, give yourself the time, and it's not a week.
That's how long is it?
It's like, give me the time. Like, everybody has a different timing, but trust your timing. Work on it. Be kind through the process. Support your community and allow them to support you. And if you do things will happen. So allow yourself to go through the process and give yourself time and trust that if maybe your goal might not happen, something will happen for you. Because sometimes we're working towards something and then something else happens. I told them before, like, rejection is redirection. So
yeah, nice. Rejection is redirection.
Definitely. Yeah.
Because you feel something like, okay, this is a block, so you're gonna look for solutions.
For example, when for me, I was in the dance and I was not booked for being too small, I was rejected many times.
Yes.
But that redirected me towards choreographing more. Teaching more, and that's actually more my life right now. I'm not only a performer, but I'm also love to choreograph. I'm directing, coaching. Everything that didn't work out in my life redirected me to my path. And on the moment itself, you might not see it, but later on it makes sense. And it's when you look backwards that you're like, wait, it had to be that way.
It had to, yeah. It actually directed you maybe in a better environment, in a better world, that you feel more connected with yourself.
Yeah, or maybe redirected me to a toxic world that I had my lessons and then redirected me again. You know, you never know.
Yes.
You never know. You never know.
And the last three keywords that I have for me, they are kind of connected with each other, but still have a slight difference in my idea of saying them. Okay. Personality, the character, and the attitude.
Yeah, it depends what you want to do with dance. It depends what you want to do with dance, because for me, in my experience, I have usually danced as me, unless I had another job or so. But in general, when I would do a theater piece or so, it was always a part of me in it. But I know many other dancers that they play some characters. And that's completely fine. You know, I have a very sweet friend. She's like the cutest thing, and she's so shy and so cute and so sweet. And suddenly she puts her heels on and she's somebody else. And she's performing and she's like music videos and stuff. And she's having so much fun. And I'm like, how I told her that? like, because I know you. Otherwise, I would think you're somebody else. And she's like, it's just when I put my heels and I have to dance for a certain artist, music video or whatever, it's like a character I'm playing. I'm like this alter ego or so, and I have so much fun with it. Great. Props to you. Amazing. Whatever that you learn you need, or you just want to research into and just have fun with it, because she was having so much fun
with it. Yeah.
So amazing. So again, figure what works for you. What do you want to do in dance? And if you get to play different characters, that's also so cool. It's like as acting, you can play different characters, and you can learn so much from those different characters. Sometimes, if you want confidence, act like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes, like, if you don't get to feel confident, then act towards it. So then maybe you feel it.
Yeah.
And that's why, again, I ask them, how does confidence look like for you? How does it look like for you? How does it feel like for you? And how does it sound like to you? When you're not feeling confident and you're in your pajamas and dress up.
Change your outfit.
Yeah, change your outfit. That can give you already so much confidence.
It's amazing, actually, because I host a lot. Like, that's my main job, really host live events. Like, that's actually what I travel for.
Yeah.
And I never know when I don't have a microphone in my hand. Actually, I don't know how I do it. So
Interesting.
once they give me the microphone, it's like something happens with me, and I become this child in the environment. Like, it's so funny, but without the microphone, I feel the most not confident person at that moment. I'm like, how am I gonna do it? Like, still stressed. Yeah. And then whenever they give me that microphone, like, here's the microphone, and I'm like, wow, okay, that's what I need. Amazing. It's like a certain relation with the tool, which suddenly gives you that character. Suddenly, like, whatever you believe in exactly in the end of the day, that could help you.
But I do believe we do have different characters within us. Like, I might not behave the same if I have a business meeting or if I'm meeting with my friends. Yeah, I'm still me, but there can be different sides of me that I can share depending on the situation. This case, they give you the microphone, this character of like, okay, guys, let's go, comes up, and all of them are like super loved, let's say, right? Like, for example, before I asked them, like 4 characters within you. There's this exercise that I learned from Tony Robbins, but I did for me, edited a little bit the last 2. Because for him, he was like, okay, you have the warrior, the magician, and then he had 2 different ones. For me, it's like the caretaker and the inner child, because that's what worked for me with the dance and with the exercises that we do. But I do feel like, okay, character-wise, what does your warrior say? Mm-hmm. The warrior is the one that takes the actions, that is the strength, let's say. So whenever you have a certain challenge or something that you want to tackle or so, you can connect to your inner warrior and say, okay, what is it that I need? What are the actions, like what I have to do right now? Okay, you need to do boom, boom, boom. Like, you need to do, like, do them. And that strength makes me, the efforts is like my warrior saying, like, come on.
Go for it.
No? Yeah. Then you have the magician. It's like, okay, the strategy. If I want to get there, okay, if I want to be a professional dancer, what should I do? Okay, I need to go to these trainings. I need to go to these auditions. So that's the strategy. It's like, understand, okay, if I want to get there, what are the steps that I should do? And then the warrior gets to do them. Mm-hmm. But then for me, the caretaker is the kindness and the softness that we often forget, because everything, it looks like go, 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 go. And then the self-care, the self-love, it kind of gets a bit blurry in the way, although nowadays I think it has a bit more attention, but within ourselves, because we can be very caring with other people, but it's harder to be caring towards us. Yes. So, okay, what does my inner caretaker tell me, for me? What do I need right now? And they're like, maybe, Tamara, maybe you need to rest today. And really rest.
Good sleep. And
eat drink well, water.
And drink water.
Exactly.
Talking about drinking water.
And then what does my inner child say? Usually it's like, I'd like to play. Let's play. You know? So for me, and there are many more characters or so, but those characters really help me in situations that sometimes you don't even see the way out. You're like, okay, what would my warrior say? What would my magician say? What would my caretaker say? What would my inner child say? Depending on the situation. And for me, that was a tool that has helped me a lot. So those different characters, attitudes, they're also necessary. Yeah. and super useful, super loved, and you can even share those characters with other people and grow with it and get inspired. It's just a game sometimes. It's fun.
It is fun. It is because, you know, when you have fun, I do believe as well it's fundamental, meaning like when
Fundamental.
fundamental. No, really, it's I also play with these things, and it's important as a dancer or as a part of this community that to be mentally free, because that's when confidence comes, because it's all block in here, nerves, nervous system. It doesn't let you do things, and you just stay in your house and don't come out. And when you have fun, actually, when you know you're about to have fun, there's some things that happens within our body that you become this inner child and you just go out and play.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see it, because once we get older, we tend to more close and have more responsibility. And we talked about all these subjects, and we have to navigate through all these changes. And I think each and every one of us has to. And it's how you navigate, how you find your journey into it, that we hopefully find confidence, lose it, and regain it. So please, can we have a round of applause for Tamara for sharing with us? Woo! Is there one more thing that you would like to share? I did enjoy it. Thank you for being part of this. I appreciate it a lot. I was not confident in the beginning, but I feel great about this conversation that we had to share with everybody.
Thank you. Well, thank you for having me, really. I think, like, again, community, like, for me, I love to do this to help and be of service. But then when there are more people that are interested in doing it, and then creating these platforms, and you guys also showing up, because community is about also you showing up, that makes it like the ball that we're throwing a bit bigger and bigger and bigger, you know. And if I may add something, for me, confidence is right now, at least, more towards my inner peace. I think confidence for me is getting to know myself, my strengths and my weaknesses, and still like work on them from a place of love, and have the inner acceptance and inner peace that I am human and I'm not gonna be perfect. And for example, me being small back in the days was like, oh, you're too small, you can get this, and it could be like, it could be a trigger. But now it's like, yeah, I'm small, so what? And I can make fun of it, and it's just the moment that I integrate it, then I'm just making it a normal thing. It's just a human thing, and when you make it human, then the rest are like, okay, it's true, it's normal. So for me, confidence is that inner peace of accepting oneself, and if I get out of the house and somebody is judging me from being small, it's like, great. I feel worse for you if that's where you're putting your energy on. You know? So I think that inner peace, that you can walk around and knowing that you're like a work in progress, and okay. I don't know if that makes sense like that, but
it does, though. It does totally. And
that makes sense to me. You get your own sense.
That was a fun one. There's even a song that I used to listen a lot. It's like, life as a shorty shouldn't be that rough. Like it's a hip hop track. I used to always listen to it, and it gave me confidence. And that is one of my favorite tracks. Life as a shorty shouldn't be that rough.
Nice.
And it's just fun to.
Nice. I love what you do. Like sometimes there are certain songs that give you confidence.
Oh wow.
Put yourself that in the morning. Wow. Like use it. Use your tools. The confidence doesn't just come. Motivation doesn't just come. You need to use the tools that work for you and use them. Same as before. She was asking me, I'm feeling confidence right now. I'm feeling this energy right now. But how can I take it home? I'm like, what tool, what object, what something has given you that feeling right now? Your notebook, great. Take your notebook and read it every morning and every evening when you go to bed. So you remind yourself until it's part of your body, because everything that you hear right now that inspires you, it might stay here if you later on don't work on it. Don't make a habit of it. And it's a responsibility for us. We are doing this for the community, for like doing that. It's also, we're giving that responsibility for you guys to work on yourself and then keep on going, that it doesn't stay here, not only with us, but also that you guys later on keep on making that ball go and have that ripple effect.
It's about improv. I think it's such a vulnerable thing, also a little bit scary. And my question to you is like, how can you build confidence within that? And do you have some tools, or like, how can you, shut off the overthinking and the I'm cringing of myself and that stuff?
Yeah. It's again repetition.
Yeah.
It's matter of vocabulary, right? When you're getting, like, depends if do you have improv classes or
No.
Okay.
No. It's even if we do like an exercising class, it's like I freeze.
Of course.
Because like, yeah,
it feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I understand. I think then it would be interesting for you to improvise at home by yourself. Because I can understand, like, if you don't get improv classes and suddenly there's an exercise, would be great. But maybe it can be a bit overwhelming in class right now. But maybe it's interesting for you to take that exercise and do it at home, you know? Because the growth happens at home. Many people think, like, when you go to dance classes, that's where the growth happens. No, that's where the information is shared. If you want to get better at it, go home and train.
yeah.
Train. And again, the more you train, it's a vocabulary. So the more your body is going to get more used to it, and the more comfortable you're going to start to feel in it, the more freedom you're going to find in it. And slowly you're going to start growing that ball. It is a whole process. Take your time within it and enjoy it. It's exploration. Many times I feel the improvisation or freestyle, it is very linked to performance or ciphers or so, and it gives the sensation that you need to be good or perform right away. But for me, improvisation is just an exploration. So wherever you are right now, you can explore with your movement and with your body. And in 5 years, you will have a completely different movement and a different way of your body movement, let's say, right? And in 5 years, you will explore completely different because you have learned a certain vocabulary. So you can go to the next process, right? So the best advice that I can give you is be curious. If you're shy in class, which is super normal in the beginning, take those exercises, do it at home so you start to feel more comfortable with this. So when you're in class, you're like, okay, I worked a bit more on this, so I can play a little bit more. Be gentle with yourself, take your time, but still dare to do it slowly.
Yeah.
Step by step.
I still find it difficult, like even when I'm at home alone, it's difficult to accept to like move, like for example, like ugly or like different and stuff that I even find it difficult without an audience around me to explore some new things, or like not for like just shutting off your mind, just let your body do the movement instead of like thinking, I need to do a step, or I need to do maybe I did that already. I need like just not thinking and just doing it. It's something I find really, really difficult. But indeed, yeah, just trying and trying
repetition and being curious and if they're improvisational class, and if you want to get more comfortable at it, maybe start some improvisation class. And it can be something as, you have this paper right here. Show me the paper with your hand. Like, how would you shape the paper with your hand? If you would take the paper and you would do like, okay, this is, I am trying to explain, like, okay, this is the paper, so I can do this. Right? Try it out. Nice. Try it differently now. Ooh, that's cool. That's really cool. That was really nice, right? And another way, you've used this side of your hand.
Yeah.
This side. What if you use your fingers?
Like
Amazing.
this,
That's one finger. You have others. Nice. And if you change directions, nice. Nice. You're using your palm and your fingers. Amazing. What's happening?
I'm an improv expert. I'm healed.
Imagine. It's taking that small piece of paper
Yeah.
and be curious and see how can you play with it, you know? Like you did start simple foundations. Start with the ABC. A, B, C, D. Great. And what if instead of like this, I do like this? Instead of like this, I do like this? What if I can jump over it? And you just did like, oh, I go around. But what if I go around and I go this and I like, I turn? What if and that's the thing, like, what if, and it doesn't mean that this is wrong. Is there any step wrong?
No. It's just like, like when you make it bigger, I always have a feeling like, what if they find it like, oh, it's so ugly, or it's exaggerated.
Great. What if they find it ugly?
Yeah.
What
it's
then?
their problem, you know?
Yeah, but sometimes
I do know. But I do try to tell myself that. I do try to, but it's difficult to saying it and like really believing yourself. It's like different.
Yeah, that thing one is
like as I said earlier, like I try the tools, but then I also have to believe in my own tools, you know?
Yeah, that comes with
But
time.
that-
You don't
yeah.
have to believe to do, just do and then believe. That's also possible.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
and here you see like it is possible. You just
Yeah.
like did something and you can go so much more, and it's just a freaking piece of paper.
true. No,
So imagine like the whole furniture that you have in your room.
yeah. My downstairs neighbors will be like, "What the?"
Many times when I am struggling with imagination, I start to use the room to I don't know, say like, okay, what am I seeing? And I follow it, and suddenly I see the lamp, and then I'm like explaining how the lamp goes or so, and maybe I start like, and for you it's like, oh, improvisation. For me, I was explaining the mirror and the lamp.
Yeah.
Right, but that's vocabulary, and it's up to you to like take the basics, take it simple, very simple. Many times I feel, and that's many times we feel that we have to do crazy things. Bring it simple. Take it just a piece of paper. Take the foundational class. Also improvisation. In which style do you want to improvise? Do you want to do freestyle? Do you want to do contemporary? Which style do you want to do? So you get the foundations of it. So they gave you which paper. Yeah, and then you play with those foundations, and slowly you can build up. But get your foundations first, and then every time that you get those foundations, you go home and then you play with them, and then it just becomes a game, an exploration game, and then it's fun. And when it becomes fun, then you're gonna grow, because absolutely you will grow, but in a more nice way. And when you have the thing of like, what if people think that I'm weird, or what if people think that I'm strange? Okay. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah, that's true. Nothing.
Well,
Like, yeah.
sometimes that helps me too. Sometimes I go like, what if people are judging me?
Yeah, it's like you feel all the eyes, but then,
Yeah, what
try
if they
to ignore it.
What are they? What else? Like, what is and what then? And what
Yeah.
then? And what then? Nothing.
Nothing, indeed.
So I might go back and I will focus on the paper. Where do you want to put your focus on?
The paper.
Exactly. And then you make a choice. Because at one point we have to make a choice, because we can be overthinking, we can be this and that, but we need to make a choice. Where do I want to look? Period. I look there. Done. I look there. Because otherwise we keep on self-telling us my belief and maybe your limiting beliefs. Yeah. And then you are allowing your limiting beliefs to choose for you.
Yeah.
So if you realize that and you're aware of that, then you can make that choice and you can make that change. So if now you're like, I want to work on my improvisation, and now I'm going to take a piece of paper or any furniture, and I'm going to start see how I dance with it, and I'm going to take foundational classes. So that gives me a proper base to grow from. Because how are you going to think of steps if you have not gotten them, right? So I think that gives already several steps that you can work on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing everything that you're always sharing. It's an honor. But I have some questions about your journey and the way you... Because before in the session you also said the journey stays the same, but how you live it can break or not break it. It's the way you deal and your mindset. And then you also mentioned a lot curiosity, and I'm just wondering if you have any tools that you use to practice curiosity and with that gratitude as well, because I think those two are very important. But it's easy to lose track of them in the journey.
It is very difficult indeed it is very easy to lose track when you're counting on your mind all the time to find all your answers. That is why have objects, write down, put affirmations. You know, when many times we work on affirmations, we put them on a mirror in the living or in the living room. We change from color and we put them somewhere else. So use objects. For me, sometimes a ring can give me something. A tattoo can give me a push. So I don't always rely on my mindset or like my work or like seeing the positive side or so. I make it visual.
Yeah, that makes
So it's outside of me. Sometimes I might ask a friend, hey, I need you for this or this or that. Like, can you help me with this? But especially having objects, symbols, something that reminds me all of this that I'm working on. Yeah.
Really,
I think that's very important.
I have like a follow-up because you explained how you moved from Belgium to Spain and then also how you moved from Spain to Belgium actually. But how do you in the moment feel now is the time to move or to change my environment? Because that feeling can come up, but it's still very brave that you did it. And then how did you make the decision?
Funny enough, I was supposed to do that when COVID happened.
Okay.
Like I was about to leave them, and then COVID happened, and it made more sense for me to wait a little bit longer in Belgium, and then I stayed 2 more years in Belgium. In those 2 years, I don't know, it just made sense to me, but it was something that I was thinking for a long time. Like I knew, and at one point I started to feel it, and honestly, I always thought I can leave, and if it doesn't work, I can come back. Which I was sure that I would stay in Spain because I was like, I want to be closer to my family, weather-wise.
I get you.
Yeah. So it made sense to me, and the transition was difficult, but I knew that I'm still supposed to be here. Maybe I was even doubting, like, where am I supposed to be, even in Spain or so? But it's again like, okay, I will figure it out. I will see. I will know. Talking with friends and just trying it out, because as I said before, you reach to a point. Also, because I know you a little bit, and we are both fighting until the end. So getting to know when you start to burn out, to then stop on time.
Yeah.
So again, it's getting to listen to yourself. What is it that you need? Support yourself in the community. And if at one point you're like, okay, I feel like taking the decision, you can always usually come back if needed, you know? So I don't know if I answer your question.
Yes, and more.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
Because I connect so many things that sometimes I know I can go a little bit further and then I have to come back.
Yeah.
Because for me, one layer is just not this. It has so many layers that I want to.
Yeah, it's true. And also, like, then you change your environment, but before that you have the doubt, and like, of course, the idea that you always can come back helps a lot with the fear of stepping out of your comfort zone as well, and trying that. So yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask about energy, because we talk about energy. For example, in the exercise 447, I can really feel like it's growing, and you know, everything around me is like really like blank. I don't know if it makes sense, but I feel like I'm somewhere else. I wonder, how did you personally like work around this and really like take it with you? Because during this, I can feel it, but once I open my eyes or I start doing other thing, I feel like it's suddenly going down.
I think practice would help so much. Walking, like working with your energy while you're walking, go to nature, figure how you can keep on working with that energy, or that trusting that it's already within you, even if you like don't feel it, that it's already within you. For me, nature helps me so much. Yeah, I would say like practice it more often, that it becomes something more natural for you, that you don't have to do the 4-4-7, for example. Because for me, that exercise I love to, because that's a basic exercise for me to connect with myself and later on do other exercises. And right now, for example, we did a 4-4-7 several times and so on. The more you get used to do that, I don't need a 4-4-7. For me, it's one breath and I'm there. So I think like getting to that practice till the point just with the breathing, you're already there. So I think it would be the practice, and put yourself in different situations, that it doesn't depend only when you close your eyes, but also when you open and you're somewhere else and you're like trying different places. Again, find what works for you, because I can tell you what works for me, but I find it amazing you already feel what you're feeling. And then be curious and try to figure further, play, be curious, go to nature, connect, connect with other people that are also very energy workers. Play with it without the pressure of how you're supposed to feel or how it's supposed to look like or so. Because maybe we have that pressure of how it's supposed to be or how it's supposed to feel the energy, and say, oh, I lost it. Maybe you didn't lose it, but you think you lost it. That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going like in this energy work, we can go very abstract. So some people might be more used to it, some others not. But if not, it's something that like it's very, very interesting to like dig into. Yeah. But hope I answer your question.
Yes, and I have another one.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about being like a vessel for tell the story, and I know in your choreography I can feel that you always like say something when you it's my vision of what you are doing.
Yeah.
I precise. I wanted to ask you like how, you will say by practice, but how can you like really choreograph like being a vessel and for also the music? I don't know if you understand my
Funny.
question.
Yes, I can answer with one choreography in my mind. There was one piece that I created that it might sound, but it really felt like it was not me who was creating. Like I connected so much energetically, and I put on the song because that song was a very deep, and I allowed myself to move, just moving. And the more that you connect, that you listen to yourself, and the more empty you are, the more I could feel something moving me, let's say, right? That's why the connection with yourself, and I was letting you guys know that, okay, follow that energy. Let's see what it's telling you. And it's much harder if you are an experienced dancer, because you already have so much vocabulary that it's easier to lie. So you really have to make yourself empty and connect and give yourself the patience for it, give yourself time. And I remember in that choreography, I felt like something was pushing me. And I don't know if you know the piece Grow.
Yes.
That was created like that. That was purely created as like that. And some creations are more empty feeling energies, some others are differently, some others have a concept, some others I'm working with other people, so everything changes on the moment, on the story, on the people. Am I alone? Am I with more people? When I'm creating, depending who are the dancers around me, I'll also I get inspired by them, so my movement also goes a lot around them. So I think it's again matter of practice, choreograph. I have made such sucky choreographies in my life, and that's okay. You need to like make, and then at one point it starts more. And in 10 years, I will choreograph completely different, you know. So I think when it comes to this energy, connect to yourself, get used to it, don't judge it, don't expect, just be. It takes time to just be, because it sounds easy, but it's not at first. And then let magic happen. Because if you're thinking like, oh, I want to do this and I want to create like this, then it's probably not going to happen. Yes. Because you're already like putting a certain pressure, and you're not being empty, because it's like a little bit your ego talking. Like you're like, I want to do this. I want to create this, and it has to be this way.
Yes, it's in the mind.
It's more in the mind. It's not in your body. Yeah. It's not in your energy. So it's like, practice that at one point, so you get more comfortable, and then you can allow the magic to happen. Let your subconscious happen, and without judging it, because maybe you start doing very weird stuff, but then you cannot say, oh, but this is weird, this is not pretty. No, then you're again in your mind. You see what I mean?
Yes, totally.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like, I'm a person, I want to do like a lot of new things. I'm inspired with a lot of new information and stuff like that. For example, like for me, it's difficult also to find my work-life balance, also with dance classes. Now I'm taking foundation classes, also something completely new, but
Yeah,
good,
girl.
you know.
Nice.
But I also feel like I'm going the right direction, but my body is so tired. So how do you find your balance, and how do you know you're going like in the right direction?
What would your caretaker say?
I think take your time and take care of yourself.
What would your magician say?
It's difficult. I think he would say like take one step at a step. How do you say
At a time.
Out of time?
Yeah.
Like I think the road will be clear, like with every step I take.
Mm-hmm. And your inner child?
Don't lose the fun while doing it. Yeah.
All right.
But I thought you were going to answer the question.
Yeah, what would Tamara say?
It's because I am asking all of this because you know your life better than anybody. You know, like the steps that you're taking, the time that you're taking, and actually you know what you need. But in general, we search somebody else to tell us what is it that I need. How can I make this? So I think in this case, I think the best that I can ask you is like, what does your magician this? Because you're answering yourself.
Yeah. Is it also the same thing that you do with yourself when you are like maybe lost your balance?
I definitely use that. Yeah, there are many tools. That's definitely one of them. Yeah, definitely. It really helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. And coaching.
The live and direct coaching in front of you. But it's interesting. The answers are most of the time within us.
Most of the times we have them.
But we all need sometimes guidance and coaches and mentors and people and family and members and the community to remind us actually who we are and what we have within us. Because honestly, I do believe we are beings without infinite, especially if you see what we do in dance and what we create, and actually we make the world a better world. Without dance, without music, we actually do heal the world. So a round of applause for all the dancers who keep dancing and keep sharing that positivity. But also, I always like to say, you are just enough just because you are.
Absolutely.
And thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Amazing for sharing all of this insights on this first episode of The Spark. I hope you feel sparked, inspired, and hopefully you can share it with your community, with the youth. Thank you, Dance Action, for having us.
Yay!
Woo! We're in Leuven. Thank you, Lotto, for also creating this platform, Dansport Vlaanderen. Belgium Dance Sport Federation as well. Tamara
thank
Arruti,
you.
once again. Oh, I did my best.
You did great. You did great.
Thank you, everybody.